good morning, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Reginald Staten, and I'm here to offer some encouragement for everyone today. You know, I've been meeting a lot of people recently, and whether it's a graduate from college, whether it's someone pursuing a career that they're no longer interested in, whether it's someone raising a family that is just beyond frustrated, I wanted to offer some encouragement for everyone. You know, I believe that it is so thrilling and so enjoyable to go down this road of personal development and personal discovery to realize that who we were created to be. You know, we are created to do some really great things in this life and to be able to impact our society, to be able to impact our generation, to be able to impact our world. You know, when we look through history, we see that we have done, when I say we, I mean us as a human family, have done great things, whether it's building skyscrapers and developing, magnificent architecture, or whether it's developing, top-notch institutions to educate the minds of men and women, or whether it's our athletic ability to show off and to really just show the glory of what a man or woman can do in the confines of entertainment, or whether it's the fine arts or dance, of music, or even you look at the areas of science and understanding the natural laws and the way that we can continue to develop various technology, various life application, and just the betterment and the enjoyment of our life here on earth. And so I wanted to encourage everyone that truly to understand our great potential of who we can be as men and women is to know the Creator, to know God. And the reason why I say that is because God is the source of all life. And without knowing Him, we cannot understand who we are as individuals. You know, I've met people that come from a background of going to church. I've met people that come from a background of not even knowing who God is, or may have their own, understanding based off of, their teachings and, individuals they have been around. And I'm not interested in really debating those things. I'm interested in knowing truth. And we could define truth as original information, because just as we know that laws have a reason of being. So we think about gravity, right? Obviously, of all of us that live on Earth, in order for us to, continue with life as we know it, gravity is a huge part of everything that we do. And nothing dictates gravity. Gravity acts upon everything. If you don't believe me, jump off of a building. Gravity will be the winner each and every time. Every time we drive down the road, why don't we float in the atmosphere and float in the clouds and hit airplanes? Because gravity acts upon us all. Even airplanes, they don't define gravity, but the laws of aerodynamics with gravity and understanding lift, thrust, and all these various components, they all coincide with gravity. So just as there are natural laws, there are also spiritual laws. There are emotional laws. There are laws and principles that guide each and every aspect in our life. And in order to understand that, in order to thrive and be successful, and really even to define success, we think about success and what that means. We could define it on a financial level. We could define it on a relational level. We can define it on so many different aspects. But truly, I believe success is fulfilling the reason that we were created. If I have created some app on a phone on, let's say the Android market, and I have an app that is designed to be an educational game towards children, I define that success as being able to promote the education of youth and helping them understand whatever areas that I'm encouraging or helping them learn or develop in. Or you look at another example. I don't know, let's take basics of transportation. If I'm a car manufacturer, I deem a successful vehicle as one being able to get from point A to point B safely, with obviously it has to function based off of the requirements of the manufacturer and the way the engine runs, the way the vehicle runs. I deem success as getting from point A to point B with all of the primary, secondary, and therefore functions working properly. So in the same way with human life, the Creator looks at our life as being a success is if we have fulfilled the reason that we were created. And the only way to understand that is to know the Creator. Well, we can say that, yes, to succeed is to do good. I agree with that. But in what areas? I could do good as a doctor. I could do good as a lawyer. I could do good as a lawmaker. I could do good as a policeman. I could do good as an athlete. I could do good as a mother or father. But if we go down these various roads of life, where there are many, and we don't understand our specific and unique purpose and design, then I believe we can be off. And I also believe that we will not enjoy life the way it was intended to be enjoyed. And enjoyment in itself, it has disciplines, it has structure, it has a proper guideline and a context. Everything is understood from knowing the Creator. I firmly believe this. When I was 17 years old, after being raised in a church, in a environment that church was encouraged, that church attendance was encouraged, that education and development in that arena was encouraged, that hard work ethic and a strong work ethic was encouraged, that providing for your family was encouraged. All of these things should represent a purpose in a certain aspect or context of life. But if I mistake the environment for the purpose itself, then I'm off. For instance, if I mistake church for attending church and being amongst others, just that's the purpose of going, then I've missed the mark. But I believe that the true essence of attending church or the context of religion is to connect man with God. Anything outside of that context, I believe we've gotten off. So my focus is not necessarily on church per se. My focus is on identifying our purpose, beginning to go down this journey of personal growth and development so we can realize our greatest potential. So not only can we contribute to the common good and the advancement of the human family, but so we can thrive and enjoy life the way that we were created to do so. And so in going down this path, as I said, I just told you the environment that I came out of. But yet when I was 17 years old, I find myself in a bad place when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to dealing with drugs, when it came to just a corrupt moral nature and not understanding the life that the Creator, that God has designed for me. And so I end up being placed in jail because I broke laws that are good to really keep our societies in a safe place, in a place of desiring to do good to one another. Those are, after all, the motives of laws within a society is to promote the common welfare of all people. And so I missed the mark. You can say I had the environment there. Mother and father married for 30 plus years, 2 older siblings, family foundation and family values were there, work ethic was there, the church attendance and desire to be part of a community and just desiring to help others, they were all there. But I mistakenly took certain aspects of these environments and thought that was the whole purpose behind it. The whole purpose of life, of knowing the Creator, loving God, loving ourselves, and loving others, in that we find fulfillment. And so I really want to encourage everyone today to find who the Creator is. There is only one source of life, just like every child only has one mother and one father. We know that this is possible based off of DNA, based off of, that structure of X and Y chromosomes, regardless of if there was a surrogate mother it doesn't matter. We all know that every child has one mother, one father. And you look at every species, that is the case. There was one male, there was one female. Yes, there may be some instances where the genetic parent may not be the one that raised that child or that offspring, but we know there is one source of life for that individual. So it's the same way that I truly believe there is only one source of life for the human family. And as we boil things down and get to the nuts and bolts of it, that is why I focus on knowing God And I can know God through the source that has been relayed to man, which is Jesus Christ. So this is not me trying to negotiate or trying to debate about religion. This is me desiring all of us, all of those that are listening, to come to know your purpose, come to know what success means, come to know what proper relationships are, come to understand better our moral character and our nature, our image, our likeness, who we are as men and women. You know, why should we take certain actions? Why should we do certain things? Why should we pursue certain, projects or challenges in life? Those all can be defined once we know the intent, the heart of our Creator. So I really encourage everyone today, seek God, seek the Creator. If you don't believe me, look at life, look at the society that we live in. We see so much evil. We see so much of a corrupt nature. Look at our leaders. Look at on the government level. Look at on the various institutions, the various organizations, the various businesses. Look at the nature of people and look at the way that we have gone just over the 100 years here in America. I mean, coming from the early 1900s of whether it was dealing with depression from economical standpoint, whether it was dealing with racism, whether dealing with the drug epidemic, whether dealing with, various aspects on earth with hurricanes and natural disasters, whether we look at pollution and areas where man has corrupted man, there's so much that we could get into, but if we understand our purpose, then all our other actions can be understood and we can find a proper metric to understand and define what success is. So, I encourage everyone in your personal time, just know that God desires to know you, and He already does. What I mean by God desiring to know you is God desires to have a relationship with you. Now, a relationship is defined as two people that, or, in the way we understand it, two people communing with one another, spending time with one another. Well, the Creator desires to spend time with you. The Creator desires to know what's on your heart, to know what your desires are. But once again, I believe we ought to know the desires of the Creator. And in that place, that is where we find peace. The Creator knows everything about us. After all, He designed us. So when you say, why would the Creator want to know my desires? There's something about just spending time with your own offspring. Look at the relationship of mother and father and of children. When there is unity there, when there is peace there, when there is love there, there is so much fulfillment and so much joy off of just the relationship, not even out of service to one another, but just in spending time with one another and just enjoying life for everything that presents within life itself. So in the same way, God desires that with all of us, to go through life, to have a solid foundation, to never be at a place of being lost or unsure of the direction or where we're heading, and just to be at a place of peace, of contentment, of satisfaction. This is what it means to know God. Not to take up religion, not to take up our own traditions, but to know God, to love people, to advance the common good for all on the face of the earth, and to truly come into a place of purpose, personal leadership, and thriving in our areas of life where we can pursue our passions, our gifts, our desires, our talents, and impact society and the whole world as we know it with what's inside of us. So I encourage us all, let's go down this road of personal growth and discovery. Let's know God, know the Creator, find freedom, discover our purpose, and let's make a difference. So everyone, truly enjoy today. Think about some of the aspects that I mentioned here in this video. I'd love to hear some feedback from you, love to hear some comments, and just where you may be at in life. I believe in the context of community, having a commonality with all people, regardless of the walk we are, regardless of our race, regardless of our ethnicity. Excuse me, guys, I'm getting a tongue twister here. Regardless of our ethnic background, man, it took a while to get that one out. Regardless of our ethnic background, regardless of the language that we speak, regardless of where we find ourselves on the world today, there is a commonality of all of us. And that is that we as people ought to know the Creator, love one another, and just thrive in the life that He's created for us. So have a good day. Take up some discussion with some people, maybe on the job, maybe some friends, and just see where others may be at. You'll be surprised to hear some of the answers and just to better define what we know as life. So everyone, truly be encouraged and know that God loves you. I love you. And I hope the best for you and your family. Take care.